LSU had a great 2018 season. They made a run for the college football playoff, but as their hopes of that were shut down, they ended up with a Fiesta Bowl opportunity to play UCF, and they sure controlled UCF in that game. Overall, great season for LSU in 2018, but how are they going to do in 2019? That's what we're going to be going over today. I'm going to be going over LSU's schedule preview and what I'm expecting from this team this season. We're going to go over a few points here. Went 10-3 in 2018. Returned Joe Burrow at quarterback, all receivers as well. That is huge. Expect Joe Burrow to make a big impact for this team next year, especially with all of his receivers back. That's going to help him a ton. They lose Brissett at running back, 2 offensive linemen, 1 tight end, so a little bit there. I mean, Brissett though, they've got a lot of young guys coming in at the running back position, so expect them to have good backup there. On the defensive side, they lose 1 linebacker, a cornerback, and a safety. So defensively, not too bad there. Just 3 losses out of their 11 starters. So yeah, there is a moderate amount of losses, and they're gonna have to cope with those. But I think they're gonna be able to do that pretty well. Could they make an SEC championship run in 2019? It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough for sure. For this team, is it very possible? I think it's possible. I don't really see it happening next year. I mean, their division is so tough, so it ain't gonna be easy for them. But I think that they definitely could make a playoff run once again. 2019 outlook is great for LSU. Here's their schedule, and as you can see, they got a tough non-conference schedule. They got Georgia Southern, Texas Northwestern, and Utah State. So I mean, honestly, they've got Texas and Northwestern. Those 2 should be pretty tough games. And then Georgia Southern and Utah State are going to be those of more of easier wins, you could say, especially since they have both of those at home. Here's what I'm expecting. Not much to say here. We got 5 or 6 games in green. Those are the games that I think they're going to win pretty easily. That includes Georgia Southern and even Northwestern. I think Northwestern having to come to LSU, that's going to be a tough game for them. I think LSU takes care of them. And then at Vanderbilt should be an easier game, same as Utah State. So really, their September and into the early parts of October should be easier for this LSU team compared to most other teams. They have to go to Texas. I don't remember if that's a neutral location or not, but even if it is, it probably would be in Texas. So that's going to be a tough game anyway. That game, I think, that's going to be a huge game. I think hard to say who's going to win. But I think Texas or LSU, whoever wins that game will be going to the playoff next year. That's what I truly believe, because Texas has a ton of potential, same as LSU. Both of these teams, I believe, are going to be ranked pretty highly at the time of this game, so there's going to be a very high stakes, even though it's only in the second week of the season. Expect that game to have a major impact on how the rest of the season is going to go. Then they got Florida on October 12th. On October 19th, they get at Mississippi State. Then against Auburn at home. Those 3 games, hard to tell whether they're going to win or lose those. I think they'll win probably 1 to 2 of those games. They may be upset, I think, in 1 of those games. It's hard to tell right now. Of course, since we are only in February, it's hard to tell really what games are going to win and lose since we're so early on in the offseason. I can't really give you guys an accurate prediction there. But they got Alabama the next week. That game, I think, may be a loss. I mean, Alabama, a tough place to play. And we all know how good Bama is. At Ole Miss, against Arkansas, are your next 2 games in November. Should be easy wins there. And then they got Texas A&M to end the season. I mean, they had a crazy game last year against Texas A&M. I mean, that was crazy. I think that was the game, I believe, that went, I think it was the game that went like 77-74 was the score of that. Went into like 6 or 7 overtimes. That was insane. But anyway, so that is it for LSU's schedule. Once again, hard to say right now. In the white are the games that are hard to say whether they're going to win or lose. I'd say their estimated record right now is 8-4 to 11-1. I'd say 11-1 is definitely possible. And I think for LSU next year, expect 9 to 10 wins. That's what I would say right now. 8-4 being the worst case scenario. I can't see them going much lower than that, to be honest with you. So expect a good bowl game for LSU next year. So that is it for this prediction video. Thank you guys for watching. More predictions to come. We're going over the SEC right now, and we're just getting started with the SEC, so many more from this conference to go, and we still also have 3 more conferences to go over, so be sure to stay tuned. Thank you guys for watching. Show some support. only if you like to, and I will see you all later.